Good morning. Ooh. Good morning. Good morning. Wake up, wake up. It's trivia day. Morning, Willie's Jeep 97. Good morning. We are going to be doing trivia today. So thank you for joining us bright and early this morning. I hope you got your coffee. We're just giving everybody a minute to, like I said, gather their cups and wake up a little bit. Where are you from, Willie? There you go. Hey, Ed, good morning. Yep, just waiting for everybody to grab their coffee and join us this morning for Thursday trivia. I hope the weather's not too bad there. Hey, Steve, how's it going? Mason just joined. Hey, Mason. Let's give everybody a second here to join the live. Hope everybody has their coffee ready and handy. Yep, time for that second cup. Yeah. Give others a chance. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Morning, God. Good morning. How you doing this morning? Hope you're staying warm. Got that furnace going. Time for a second. Yeah. It has been a long week. Yeah, I saw your video. Funeral is that funeral today for the lady that was, I think you said she was 93 and longtime friend. That's got to be tough. Yeah, I'm sorry that's you. I mean, that's probably one of the things that's part of your job that's probably not always fun. Hey, Kim, how you doing this morning? Good morning. Good morning. Well, I just think about, or I think about it, just going to a friend's funeral can be tough, much less, having to preside over it. But 93, I mean, I guess the things that we can be thankful for is, yeah, exactly. Exactly. Kelly Rosenthal, good morning. All my YouTubers over here getting ready to play Thursday trivia. See if you have your brains turned on this morning. I barely have mine on, I can tell you that. Oh, everybody stretch this morning. Oh, it's Thursday. Let's see so we make it through today. Then we got Friday to go, and then it's back to the weekend and a few days closer to Christmas. It's gonna be. I don't know. I haven't finished all my Christmas shopping yet. I think there's a lot of people who haven't. And of course, Ed, up in Illinois and on the Northeast, man, they're just getting hammered with snow and bad weather. And I'm sure that makes it even more difficult to get out and try to do your Christmas shopping or that kind of thing. Kelly, well, you got, she's a husky. And she likes the snow. Well, that makes sense. I have schnauzers, and they woke me up at like 3:50, and I wanted to choke all of them. Lord Scone joined this morning. Good morning. Good morning. So we have about 50 questions to go through. If we can, if we make it through those. So we're going to do geography and history first, and then we'll do a little science and nature. That's always an exciting group of questions. And then some arts and literature, food and drink, and sports and general knowledge will be towards the end. So I think I was just reading over some of these this morning, and some decent questions. I hope they're not too difficult. So I hope everybody's had a good week, been able to get out and get some Christmas shopping done. I know it was warm yesterday in the 70s. This morning it's like in the 30s, but I think it's supposed to warm up a little bit. And anyway, I don't know. I'm glad that we don't have a foot of snow. Hey, Chris, how's it going? Roger just joined. Hey, Roger, how you doing? Good deal. Hey, if y'all haven't checked out Cal Cop's videos lately, go check out some of his videos. He posts some really good things. He posted a two-parter that I think everybody should hear. No, got tacos everywhere. A good deal. Anyway, yeah, he posted a two-part video talking about when he was a DPS officer and a training class that he did. And I don't want to give it away, but go check out those two videos, because I think if you had never heard the message of what to do if you're ever put in a situation with an active shooter or something like that going on, you definitely need to watch both of those videos, because he gives good advice. And maybe you've heard it before, maybe you hadn't, but never hurts to refresh. Like I said, he had to do it in two videos, but if you go to his profile and click on his videos, you can view those if you haven't. I definitely recommend that. I know people here in Austin and other places may not pull or drive farm equipment, but this is more about your personal safety. So yeah, go check them out. Anytime, Chris. Anytime. Chris, like I said, Chris puts up some really good educational videos that's just some of it's just good common sense, and others are from his life experiences too. Okay. So anybody got anything else they want to bring up before we start the trivia questions? Everybody got their coffee? Kelly had to step away for just a minute. I know it's only 5:54, so yeah. Richard Graham just joined. Hey, Richard, fixing to start trivia. Just want to give everybody a chance to get started here. I picked up what was it? Oh, I've got to show y'all this because I mean I don't know if you're wondering that. All right, what's in that green case back there? Um, I'm gonna put it back here and open it. Oh, so was it? Okay, right there. And I don't know. Was this the 500? I don't know if you've seen this. I mean, you may have seen some videos on TikTok with this particular item, but it's a real nice kit, and it was sent to me by the company to review. And the reason that I have this is I have a Ryobi shop blower, you know, so that when I'm doing a project, and have sawdust everywhere, I can, you know, blow off all my equipment so that it's clean and ready to go for the next deal. And I saw this, the video on this, and they make this one. I think they make one. I think this is the 500. I hadn't really looked at all of it yet, but I believe this is the 500. But they make one that's 1,000 too. But this thing will blow the hair right off your head, and it's lightweight. You know, it's like the size of a cordless drill. And my wife is shorter, and I have some bigger blowers, but you know, those things are heavy. And I wanted to. I have another one by Ryobi that's lightweight that I bought for the shop, and she kind of inherited it from me, or you know. Bottom line is, she just took it and took ownership of it, and that happens sometimes because she likes to keep the porch, you know, leaves off the porch and stuff like that. But I'm telling you, this thing here will surprise you. Watch. I'm gonna see, no hair. See how that works? This thing is really powerful. I mean, you wouldn't think that it would work that well, but hey, if you need something in your shop, she took it outside. And when I do the video, I'm actually going to demo it outside with, you know, like leaves in your yard. But the main thing is it's just lightweight, and it's still got good power to it. And I was really surprised because a lot of times when you see stuff like this, and then, you know, it's just like, it blows air, but it's not really that powerful. But this thing for size, it's powerful. And I thought maybe I'd show it to you real quick. And that gives everybody some time to kind of wake up and jump in on the trivia. So we'll get started on that. Yeah, it's a noisemaker. Yeah, she likes to like go on the back patio when I'm trying to listen to something and fire that up. I think that's her that's her way of getting my attention. Sometimes it's not always good attention, but it's a way to get my attention for sure. Okay, so here we go. First category is geography and history this morning. And the first question is, which famous landmark was gifted to the United States by France? So which famous landmark was gifted to the United States by France? Mm-hmm. Yep, Chris is absolutely correct. It was the Statue of Liberty. All right, let me get my notes going here. Okay. Chris drew first blood this morning. How about that? I don't know if anybody will know this. What is the capital city of Australia? What is the capital city of Australia? Anybody know that? Anybody at all? Melbourne. You know, for some reason, I think we had this same question a couple weeks ago. It's Canberra. Canberra. Never been there. How about that? Okay, here we go. What? Never heard of it. Yeah, I never had heard of it either. So the next question. The Great Wall of China was built to protect against invasions from which group? So the Great Wall of China was built to protect against invasions from which group? What did they build that wall for? Who were they trying to protect themselves against? Anybody know? Not Sydney, Kim. It was Melbourne for that question. Never heard of it. Oh, that's too funny. Okay, so the Mongols, that's who they were trying to protect themselves from, Mongols. Yeah. Which South American country has the longest coastline? Argentina. I think you're close, Chris, but it's not Argentina. Oh, yes. Kim gets it right. So, it's Chile. Chile. Who was the first person to sign the Declaration of Independence? Who was the first person to sign the Declaration of Independence? Morning, God says me. You're old, buddy, but you ain't that old. Anybody? Yep, Kim's got it right over here on YouTube. It was John Hancock. John Hancock was the first person. The one that had the pen first. Yeah, I wonder if they argued over that, like who was going to be the first person to actually sign that document. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? So, in which European city would you find the Colosseum? Which European city would you find the Colosseum? Yep. Chris, you're on it this morning, Chris. Rome is correct. Rome is the correct. Kim thought it was Athens. Yeah. Good morning. Zen too. Love your plates. Are you talking about, yeah, the signs back behind me? Thanks. I appreciate that. Hey, a lot of people have got a hand in that. My granddaughter's picked out stuff. People have sent me stuff to put on the wall. So I like it too. I have actually have people when I have the door open to the shop. Matter of fact, during Halloween, tons of adults bringing their kids up and say, "Oh man, I like that wall." So yeah, I get a lot of compliments from it. Thank you. So, yeah, signs. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we're doing trivia this morning. If you just joined, so here we go. And right now, Chris and Kim are in the lead. I think Ed's just letting everybody get a chance because Ed's usually answers all the questions, or at least he's in on it. Okay, here we go. The Suez Canal connects the Mediterranean Sea and which other sea? So, hey Carol, how you doing this morning? Good morning. The Suez Canal connects the Mediterranean Sea to which other sea? Morning God said the Black Sea. Chris said the Red Sea. I said I can barely see. Dead Sea. Yeah, no. It's Chris got it right. It is the Red Sea. The Red Sea. That was kind of a, yeah. Some of these are not very, I mean, they're pretty hard. You have to be a sharp cookie to figure that out. Okay, what year did the Berlin Wall fall? Does anybody know? What year did the Berlin Wall fall? Morning God said in the 90s. You're close. Kim, you're close too, but Chris has got the answer correct the first time. It is 1989. Chris is on a roll. And we got two more questions for geography and history. What is the smallest country in the world by land area? Smallest country in the world by land area. I didn't know this one. Ed might know that answer. It's not Texas, morning guys. You're right. We're way too big for that. Denmark. I wouldn't have thought of this one at all. Kim, you got any? EZY Taiwan. Hey, thank you for joining us. No, it is Vatican. Oh, I told you. It jumped in there and answered that question. Yeah, it's Vatican City. How about that? I didn't realize Vatican City was considered its own country, but it is. How about that? Things we learn when we do trivia. Have you ever noticed that? I learn a lot. Of course, I have a small brain, so you never know how that works. Okay, here's the last one for this section. Which ancient civilization invented the concept of zero? Which ancient civilization invented the concept of zero? Texas big but not valuable. That's funny. Carlo, no. The have-nots. Good morning, Luke. How you doing, buddy? Thank you for joining us this morning. We're doing Thursday trivia questions. So jump right in. The current question is which ancient civilization invented the concept of zero? I would have never guessed this. The answer is the Mayans. The Mayans. Huh. Okay, so here we are. We're getting back into Ed's expertise. This is science and nature. Science and nature. First question is, what is the chemical symbol for gold? Yeah, What is the chemical symbol for gold? Anybody know on YouTube? Answer. The chemical symbol for gold. Dollar signs. Yeah, that's true. That's funny. It's AU. AU. Like capital A, little u. That's the symbol for gold. Oh, this is an easy one. You'll all get this one. Here we go. Which planet is known as the red planet? Which planet is known as the red planet? Kim got it right. Chris got it right. Mowing God thinks it's Arkansas. Oh. I'll tell you what, I have been to Arkansas a few times. It's a pretty state. Parts of it. I like the area around Hot Springs. I love going to the horse races there. They've got a really nice facility there they've built. I spent a day or two, just having fun, watching the horses. It's a fun day. So if you ever go to Hot Springs, Arkansas, go to the horse races. It's you don't have to spend a ton of money, and it's really fun. Yeah, I think I've seen that one before. Okay, here's an interesting one. How many hearts does an earthworm have? How many hearts does an earthworm have? I didn't know you could have more than one, but apparently you can. So the answer isn't one. Anybody got that answer? Kim says she thinks two. Chris thinks four. Anybody else got a guess? So we have 2 and 4 on the table. Luke said 2. It's actually 5. Can you imagine 5 hearts? That sounds like a flush to me. What do y'all think? They have sections. Yeah, that's right. So nobody got that one, huh? Okay, here's the next question. What's the hardest natural substance on the earth? What's the hardest natural substance on the earth? Anybody? Nobody? A teenage boy's head. Yeah. Yeah, teenagers can be a little hard-headed for sure. That's right, Chris. And Luke says tungsten. That's a really good guess, but no, that's not the answer. I wouldn't have guessed this either. It's and Jessica slips in under the wire with the correct answer. It is diamond. Diamond. There you go, Jess. She just, Jess pops on there and just whoop. I said, I can answer that. Very well for her. Okay, here's another one. I was going to be a doctor, but I couldn't get past the science thing. That was my issue. What is the largest organ in the human body? Time and pressure creates value. Yeah, it does. Yep. Chris and Kim are correct again. It is the skin. The small intestine. The small intestine's a large organ for sure. The Richter scale is used to measure the magnitude of what natural event? The Richter scale is used to measure the magnitude of what natural event? Anybody know? Mowing God says volcanoes. And a plate shifting, yeah. Over here on YouTube, Kim has got it right again. It is earthquakes. Earthquakes is the answer. So Chris and Kim are neck and neck here in the lead. This one will be a really hard one. This is the last one for science. How long does it take for light from the sun to reach the earth? How long does it take? How long does it take light from the sun to reach the earth? Looky there. Luke slips in with the correct, and no, that's no. I thought it was the right answer. You're close, but off a little bit. So just so we can get out of these science questions, the answer is 8 minutes, 20 seconds. It takes 8 minutes and 20 seconds for light from the sun to reach the earth. Huh, that was a hard one. Okay, so here's an easy one. We're in arts and literature now. Who wrote the famous play Romeo and Juliet? Chris Greenwood just joined. Who wrote the famous play Romeo and Juliet? Chris got it right. Kim got it right. Mowing God's lost. Yeah, it's not, that wasn't my kind of thing either. But back then, you know, I guess it was probably a big deal. Here's another one. If you're a movie buff, what is the name of the fictional city where Batman operates? What's the name of the fictional city where Batman operates? Kim says, Yep. Mowing God's right. Chris is right. Kim's right. Luke's right. See, that was a good one. Kim and Chris and Mowing God. And Luke. Chicago. Well, it's in that part of the world, I think, in the movies there. Now this one, I'll be surprised if y'all know this one. Which author created the characters Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson? Which author created the characters Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson? Anybody know that one? Up with my mom. Is your mom okay, Jessica? Conan Doyle. Yep, Chris answered that correction. Judy, hey, how's it going? Good morning, Judy. We are playing Thursday trivia this morning. Jump right in here. Like to test our brains first thing in the morning. Luke gets the answer correct too. So that's good. Thank you for joining us this morning, Judy. All right. Next question. The painting, The Starry Night, was created by which Dutch post-impressionist painter? So who was the painter that painted The Starry Night? Ronald Reagan. Yeah, it wasn't Ronald. You're close, though. Chris says Rembrandt. No, it wasn't Rembrandt. Anybody over here on YouTube got that answer? Treville Flores, good morning. If you know that one, that would help. Yeah, that's right, Ed. Vincent van Gogh. Vincent van Gogh was the answer to that one. Okay, so here's another, I'd say movie, but it's really a novel. Which novel begins with the line, "Call me Ishmael"? Call me Ishmael. Which novel begins with the line, "Call me Ishmael"? Are you inventor of earmuffs? Oh, shoot, that's funny. Anybody know that one? So you might have read this novel while you were in high school. Yep, and Chris gets it right. Anybody else over here on YouTube want to take a guess at that one? Anybody at all? Nobody? It was Moby Dick. That's correct. The novel Moby Dick. That big fish. The Academy Awards are more commonly known as what? The Academy Awards are more commonly known as what? Is that Where the Man Came From? Yeah, that's Where the Man Came From, oh God. And Judy is absolutely correct and the first person to answer. Yeah. It is the Oscars. The Oscars. In which music, what Italian term means to play very loudly? In music, what Italian term means to play very loudly? It'll probably know this one. Anybody know that? I don't. At all. Judy. Yeah. How to sing? Choir, no. I wouldn't have known this one either. Kim says crescendo, and I think that's close, but the answer is fortissimo. Fortissimo. Okay, so here's the last question in arts and literature. Which American poet wrote The Raven? Which American poet wrote The Raven? FF and music scores. Huh. Oh. Chris. Anybody else? Anybody on YouTube? Nobody? Chris is absolutely correct. It was Edgar Allan Poe. Chris is on a roll this morning. All right. Food and drink. These are usually a lot more fun questions, I would say. What's the primary? Sent out. Mo and God, you can't answer this one. You're excluded to this question because you don't live in Texas. And you probably don't know what one of these are anyway. What's the primary ingredient in guacamole? Antonio, hey, how's it going, buddy? Come on, my YouTubers, wakey, wakey. There you go. Judy threw it in there. That's correct. Everybody probably get this answer correct. What's the primary ingredient in guacamole? Is an avocado. And I love guacamole and avocados. They're really good. Which spice is derived from the dried stigma of a flower? Which spice is derived from the dried stigma of a flower? There are so many Mexican restaurants up here in the Northeast. Yeah, you know what Judy got it right. Kim got it right. Hey. Cinnamon. No, it's saffron. Saffron. How about that? Yeah, so Ed, what I was gonna say is my experience with what little traveling I've done. The further that you get away from the border of Texas and Mexico, the Mexican food changes. So if you're down close to the border, most restaurants down there have what I call traditional Mexican food, which is not really spicy. It's bland, and it's totally different. And then when you get to about San Antonio, Austin, Central Texas, then you start to experience Tex-Mex. And Tex-Mex is, jalapenos and, of course, they have guacamole in the traditional versions too, but it's just there's a lot more spice to it and heat. And then as you move further and further away, there's different variations of Tex-Mex, like Taco Bell. And some people think that that's Tex-Mex, but it's really not. So, yeah, that's just my experience with it. But you're right that more in the Northeast, more and more Mexican restaurants have moved to that part of the country or have opened in that part of the country, which is good. Yep, I know. The mom and pop places are usually delicious. Yeah. So if you found a good Mexican restaurant, boy, I tell you what, that's everybody needs to have at least one favorite Mexican restaurant to go to. I love Mexican food. It's delicious, all kinds. Okay, next question. What's the common nickname for the beverage served on your show? That's funny. What's the common nickname for the beverage served on your show? Everybody gets this answer. Are you awake out there? Come on. Get them fingers going. Yeah, absolutely, Judy. Cough. Yep, it's coffee. I thought that was funny. It says Java, Joe, or brew, but it's actually coffee, and you can call them all of those things. So any of those would have been the correct answer. So here's one. Here's an interesting one. What kind of nut is used to make marzipan? What kind of nut is used to make marzipan? I didn't know that answer. The elixir of life. Yeah. I I don't know about. I know people that don't drink coffee, but you know the ones that don't drink coffee. What I see a lot of times, they drink those energy drinks, and I can't. I can't go for that. I mean, I don't. I'm not a Red Bull, but they got so many different energy drinks anymore, and that's what I see a lot of the kids drinking. I drink coffee first thing in the morning, and then I drink pH water the rest of the day. Um, Kim's sister got me hooked on that pH water. It's good. It's got electrolytes in it, and it really helps me drink more water than I was drinking, which is good. So the answer is almonds. Almonds is the nut that's used to make marzipan. What's the main alcoholic spirit in a classic mojito cocktail? So what alcohol is used to make the classic mojito cocktail? It's called water, mowing guide. That's right. Chris thinks it's vodka. And Kim says tequila. Judy says tequila. Yeah, Chris said maybe potato juice. No, it's I wouldn't have thought this either. I would have thought some type of vodka, but it's white rum. White rum is used to make the classic mojito. If I'd have asked what's in a margarita, you'd all had that answer correct. So which type of food is measured on the Scoville scale? That's a tongue twister. Not a pirate, so I don't drink rum. Yeah, I'm not a rum drinker either. Chris says it's peppers. Yeah, Chris, you're right. It is peppers. Okay, here's one. If you're a baker, maybe you'll know this one. What ingredient gives sourdough bread its distinctive tang? You know how sourdough bread has that taste, that they call it sourdough bread because it's got that twang taste to it. Foot fungus. Oh, God said foot fungus. Oh my goodness. And it's not tequila this time. Has anybody ever made sourdough bread? It's a real pain in the hiney. I mean, I like sourdough bread though, but I mean, you got to have, I forgot what my wife calls it. Yeah, oh, a starter. You have to have a starter, and really, yeah, it's a big deal. Yeah, Donna's made it several times, but you have to have a starter to make it with, and I was like, whatever. I just like to eat it, and I like the smell of it. But the answer is lactic acid. Lactic acid, which Judy, you are correct. It is, and that lactic acid is from the yeast that you put in it. So, Judy, do you know how to make sourdough bread? I bet she does because she knew that answer. People with gluten problems can eat it. Yeah, I didn't know that. Huh? Because it's gluten free. I tell you what, it makes really good. Well, it makes good toast for breakfast, but it also makes really good grilled cheese sandwiches. So this is kind of a shoe-in question. excuse me, a shoe-in question for Chris. From which animal does veal meat come from? Well, which animal does veal meat come from? So I knew Judy has made sourdough bread. Ed, Chris. I knew people were going to think lamb. It's actually a young calf. A young calf is where that comes from. How about that? What is the Italian word for twice cooked as applied to biscuits? What is the Italian word for twice cooked as applied to biscuits? Wisconsin, good morning. How's it going this morning? Doing a little trivia here on Thursday. It's biscotti. Biscotti is the answer. Okay, here's the last one in food and drink. The popular potato chip brand Pringles, we all know what Pringles are, is owned by what company? Is owned by what company? Pringles. Everybody knows what Pringles are. The chips. Who owns that? Who owns Pringles? Anybody know? Chris thinks it's it's Lay's. And Mowing God slipped in there with the correct answer. It's not Pepsi. I wouldn't have thought of this either. It's actually owned by Kellogg's. Yeah, Pringles is owned by Kellogg's. And you associate Kellogg's with what? Cereal. So Mowing God jumped on that one and answered correctly. And you get a star by your name. I printed the container. And Kellogg's I never know if Mowing God's pulling my leg or if he actually did print the container, because that's the business he was in. Oh, that's good. That's great. He did. Okay, there you go. That's pretty good. I don't think you would have known that answer if he was just pulling our legs. So, that's crazy. He also printed the labels for Tabasco. I like Tabasco. Just deep fried taters. I like matter of fact, we had some deep fried taters last night. They were good too. All right. So now we're going to go to sports and general knowledge, so that we can see how smart we really are. How many players are on a soccer team on the field at one time? How many players at one time are on the soccer field? Per team. Everything tastes better deep fried. I agree with you there, Ed. That's for sure. 7. Mowing God said 7. Close. GD thinks it's 9. I wouldn't have. I probably wouldn't have guessed it correctly. I would have thought 10, but the answer is actually 11. So it's 11, just like a regular football team. There's 11 players on each side. Huh. Y'all will probably know this one. Which famous tournament is played every year at the Augusta National Golf Club? What's the name of the tournament that's played there? Does anybody know? I'm not really a golf fan, but I turn on golf like right before I need to take an afternoon nap. A waste of time. Yeah, I agree. Actually, there's quite a bit of skill playing golf. But the last golf course I was on, I got banned from for killing squirrels. Yeah, I was never very good at golf. It's actually the Masters. The Masters. Chris got it correct. And yeah, my peeps over here on YouTube were drinking coffee. Let's see here. Yeah, we've already had that one before. How many sides does the Pentagon have? How many sides does the Pentagon have? Anybody on YouTube? How many sides does the Pentagon have? Thank you for the likes. Thank you, everybody. If you're new here and you're joined on TikTok, don't forget to join the fan club, send a little emoji, and Marty Moose. I like that. That's great. Tap on the screen, like, share, follow. I'll do the same at the end. Okay, so here's the next question. The answer was 5. There's 5 sides to the Pentagon. In what country did the Olympics originate? Does anybody know that? In what country did the Olympics originate? Yeah, Judy got it right. Kim got it right. Greece. Knowing God, you are correct. The spelling is a little off, but you're right. Greece is spelled Greece. In Texas, we spell it with an S. Oh, that's great. Oh, this will be a good one. This is funny. So what does the acronym GIF stand for? And I'll bet you we're going to get a lot of different answers. And Kim got it right, and so did Judy. And y'all spelled it right too. How about that? So what does the acronym GIF stand for? Does anybody know that? GIF. You know, we always use, FYI, and nobody knows that answer? Come on. I don't think I would have known what it stood for either. So GIF stands for Graphics Interchange Format. Graphics Interchange Format, GIF. So GIF is in the technology world, that it's like an image. You could have a GIF, a JPEG, HTML. Those are file formats. That's what I thought it was, but I guess I was misinformed. So which actress starred as Katniss Everdeen in the Hunger Games film series? Which actress played Katniss Everdeen? Does anybody know that? Update? No. Tad just joined. Hey, Tad, how's it going, buddy? Playing a little trivia here. Anybody know? Kim, Ronald Reagan wasn't in that movie. Ronald Reagan wasn't in that movie, Mullen God. I'm just giving everybody a second here to think about that. If you're, Hunger Games is a series of books, but they also made a film series. And Mullen God says Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's a woman, Mullen God, a woman. Wisconsin joint. Wisconsin. Tell me, answer this question quickly. What actress played Katniss Everdeen in The Hunger Games? Exactly. Nobody knows that? I thought Hunger Games was it's Jennifer Lawrence. Jennifer Lawrence. She's a great actress too. Here's one for you. What do you call a fake noodle? What do you call a fake noodle? Anybody know that? I call it an impasta. Oh man. Okay, so Mr. Trump. Okay, so it's 6:46. Has anybody got anything on their mind they want to talk about? Ask any questions. Let me see. Do I have anything else to show? Oh, I do have something else. Somebody sent this sign to me. Here, I'll hold it over here for my YouTubers. And it basically says, Dad's garage, if he can't fix it, we're all screwed. Can you believe that? Somebody sent me that. So, I got a whole ton. I'm standing up now. I might want to raise that camera up a little bit. I got a whole ton of stuff yesterday in the mail. Some of it was sent to me by vendors that I'll do a video on. This is one of them, and which was pretty nice, I thought. It is a clock. There's a little clock says Snap-on, like Snap-on tools. Pretty nice. I've got to put a battery in it and hang it. I'm going to actually hang it on the wall back there. So I thought that was, how do you do a review on that other than I can tell you it's really nice. And if you're looking for something like that to add to your shop, it'd be pretty cool. I don't even know how much it's on sale for, but so I got that, and then I have several more signs like for the wall back there, and yeah. So let me turn the camera here again and back down. You can see me. How you like that? That wasn't a earthquake. I'll be right at least twice a day. It comes out of the box correct twice a day. Oh my goodness. Judy says zucchini, huh? Wasn't that? So anyway, like I said, it's Thursday, and I'm still doing Christmas shopping. Has everybody got your significant other's Christmas present yet? I mean, are you done with it? I can't get my wife to tell me what she wants. And my problem is my wife always buys her own gift. She'll buy something, got to go pay for it tomorrow. Okay. Yeah, it's like, I'll be like, what do you want? Let me think about it. I'll let you know. And then finally I come home and, she's got something, she's showing me whatever, a new outfit or whatever she bought. And I'm like, why didn't you just tell me I would have got that for you for Christmas? She goes, oh, I got it for myself. And so a lot of times on Christmas, I just have to, I end up getting her stuff, and she goes, oh, what'd you get me that for? And I'm like, well, you didn't tell me what you wanted. So if you're a wife, Tell your husband what you want for Christmas, or your significant other, or whatever. Make sure that you are doing that, because don't tell him that you should know what I want, because that's not fair. Jump out there and be bold and just tell him straight up, hey, I want a new set of tires for the truck, or a radio, or a phone, or a bracelet, or whatever you want. Makes it a lot easier on us. Isn't that right, guys? Am I right? Is it easier if your wife gives you some ideas? I mean, I don't have to tell you the exact thing, but just give you some ideas. And for me, I tell my wife all the time. I said, I hate to say this, but it's the truth. I have so many things, possessions that, and I think throughout the year, if you need a new drill, or whatever it might be, maybe it's not tools, maybe it's you need a new saddle, or some bridles, or pair of running shoes, whatever the item might be. Most of the time, you just get it for yourself. And so when it gets to be Christmas time, I just don't have a lot of things that I can give, or give out as a gift idea. And so, I feel fortunate that I'm able to have everything that I think I need. And usually I'll try to come up with at least just one thing. I agree, Ed. So, it was so funny. There's a really expensive perfume that my wife has liked for 50 years, and and she still likes it. And so every year at Christmas, I'd splurge and buy a bottle of her favorite perfume. And one day I was in our closet, because she keeps her jewelry and perfume in there. And I noticed that she had like 3 bottles. And I'm like, I said, well, and it was getting close to Christmas time. I said, well, I guess maybe I shouldn't buy you any more perfume. I said, why haven't you said something to me? She said she didn't want to hurt my feelings, because I'd bought her perfume every Christmas for 3 Christmases. And I guess a bottle lasts longer than 12 months. So last year I didn't buy her any perfume. I don't even remember what I bought her. And the quote from Proverbs, her children will rise up and call her blessed. I like that. Yeah, so I agree. I think if you can find gifts from the heart, that's sometimes it's not really monetary gifts. It's it's gifts that really you might not even think it's a gift, but it is. My wife really likes to go and look at Christmas lights, and and she likes to go to the same places pretty much every year, and new places too. But sometimes I find that boring, and I have to remind myself that that's the one thing she really enjoys at Christmas time. And so I guess that's one of the gifts I try to give her every year, is take her and we go and look at Christmas. And actually, it was funny because last Christmas we went to Georgetown on the square, and I always like going there because the lights are the decorations are really pretty, and there's an ice cream shop right there on the corner. And last year it was, it was cool outside, but it wasn't cold, and it was kind of the perfect weather. And we had some ice cream and took some pictures and sat on a bench right there in front of the courthouse. And And so fun was had by all. And so those are the kind of things that you can give your wife if it's not, a present. Of course, they like presents too. I've never met too many people that don't like presents. Everybody likes a present. So just listen, I guess, would be my advice. I sometimes don't listen as much as I need to. And so before we end today, just a reminder, I want to check just to make sure, but I believe we are going to have Bible study this week, tonight, Thursday night, 6:30 Central Standard Time. Location is not going to be in Ed's garage because it's too cold, but I think Ed said they had found a different location. And so am I correct, Ed? Are we on for that? Yep, new location. I like that. We're going to the brothers' garage. It's heated. That's perfect. That's a good deal too. All right. So if you want to join our Bible study, it's on TikTok. He also is streaming it on YouTube too. So join us at 6:30. Fun had by all. Anyway, yeah, I always, always enjoy it. Last week it was so cold, it was like six degrees or 6 minus, and so they kind of had to postpone the Bible study last week. So yeah, it's crazy. Okay, so it looks like we're gonna be in Luke 2:1-20. So if you want to catch up before we do the Bible study or know where we're at, that's what Ed has just let me know. 6 degrees above zero last week. Yeah, that's cold. That's real cold. I think the coldest that it's been that I can remember lately was in 2020, 2021, that winter. We called it Snowmageddon or Ice-mageddon. It's like it was miserable the month of January. And part of it was, too, that, I was sick with COVID. Donna was sick with the whole family, except for the kids. They didn't get it. But Donna and I both were, in and out of the hospital. And there was probably 4 or 5 inches of ice, thick ice, on the roads, and it was consistent for 5 or 6 days. And the travel was bad. We had no power and no water for 5 or 6 days during that time. So yeah, it was not a fun time had by all. So yeah, that's the coldest I can remember in the last 20 years that I've been here. So yeah. And since then, I could handle the cold and all the other inconveniences. But, again, God provides because we have natural gas, and we do have a natural gas fireplace, and that was what provided heat. We all had to try to stay close, but it provided enough heat that kept the house bearable. I would say you needed a coat on, but it made it bearable. I was going to say that was the worst weather. Yeah, I'm telling you that was a bad storm. Power out. When you have a power outage in Texas for 5 or 6 days, that's not good. And no water because of the freezing weather. So yeah, they had a mess on their hands. Well, guys, it is 6:59. Thank you, everybody, for joining this morning. I appreciate every one of you. Tomorrow is Friday, which I always like Fridays. Fridays are great. Fridays are my favorite day of the week, I think. It's Friday because I'm thinking about what I'm going to do on the weekend. Maybe I'm going to sleep a little extra on Saturday morning before I get up. I always wake up on Saturday with some renewed energy, and I think it's just that maybe I get that extra hour of sleep or so and do that. But thanks everybody for joining me. You know, we're getting closer to Christmas Day today, and I haven't shot the video yet. Is day 14. So we are 14 days away from Christmas. I know y'all get probably tired of me reminding you daily that how close you are to Christmas. But it's a way to remind myself too that we're really close, 14 days away. So if you haven't done all your shopping or started doing your shopping, definitely get started there. Even if you're shopping on Amazon, because all of the carriers that, or at least the ones that I know of, are super busy this time of year, and we don't want you to miss out on a Christmas gift. So yeah, until tomorrow, go do something kind today. Be the best part of yourself. And I will see you all in the morning at 5:45. Have a great and productive Thursday. Bye. Always reach up to touch that computer screen. It doesn't work that way. I'll figure it out one of these days. Thank you, everybody.